You may feel like things aren't happening in your outer world, but are you devoted to your own existence and to your soul's expression? I'm asking you this because these are questions that I've had to ask myself, because I was going off the rails with either focusing on my goals for a few months, really crushing them, really doing that, and then allowing self-doubt, allowing my circle, whatever they're saying, whatever they think is possible in this life, internalizing that for myself. And that is an opposite way of how our soul really wants to ground itself in the earth realm, to ground itself here. And so you really don't need anyone else outside of you to tell you what you already know within. It's just a matter of listening to it. But how do we listen? How do we stay grounded in what we know we're here to do as earth beings, as earth angels, star seeds, light workers, whatever it is, we are each here for a purpose, in a unique soul blueprint that we are here to express. No one else can do that for us. Not our parents, not our friends, not our lover, not our siblings, not our co-workers. No one else can do that for us. And so when we anchor into this deep knowing that I am here for a unique purpose and I am devoted to that purpose, now you don't really need motivation. You don't need discipline, because these are things that will be already wrapped up into devotion. And this is not to say that we should always be in the act of doing. No. I'm a big believer of being, of presence. However, inspired action is necessary to ground things in the 3D plane. We need action. We came here to experience what action feels like, what tangible, taste, touch, seeing, all those things, what those things feel like and how to experience them. So we cannot negate action. However, we can use this nuanced perspective of inspired action. So whenever you're inspired to post, when you're ever inspired to create a video, call somebody, reach out to a client, reach out to a past client, whatever field that you're in, whenever you're inspired to take that action, take it. Ride the wave of that high energy, that high frequency, ride that wave. Like, you know, when you feel that inspiration, say if you're writing or painting or doing some sort of creative task, you will feel that inspiration bubble up and you just have to do it at that point in time. That's when we naturally should be working the most, literally. So if we did all our work during that time, when we feel that way, that inspired action, then we would never really have to take any forced action of like, I have a deadline. What does that even mean? I'll wait, because I really don't know what that means. And all these encoded words that we're using that are actually counterintuitive to how life works and the frequency that intentionally we should be on as humans to co-create with nature. Deadline doesn't really make sense, because this is something that is our creative expression. It should be giving life, so nothing should be dead. Yeah, but essentially, just understanding and overstanding that your devotion to your work, your devotion to your tasks, your devotion to your life's mission, like really having a life's mission. We've been bamboozled as a society to let other people let us know what our mission should be in this time period, in this time and space. But if you're seeing this right now and you're here on the earth right now, you are here for a unique mission. We don't incarnate in every single millennia. So we're choosing when we are coming here to Earth to experience what Earth is going to go through during this time. So we have the dawn of technology. AI is a huge thing, and it's building momentum. We've seen the dawn of technology, yes. We've seen the internet, but now we're moving into more quantum aspects of technology, i.e. AI. And so with that, we are at a really unique time period for our entire planet. And so if you're here and you feel a calling, a mission, an intuitive pull and nudge towards something bigger than yourself, then you have to follow it. Because if you don't, literally things will be messed up. Like you would be moving against life, and so things will always be counterintuitive for you. So things wouldn't be working correctly. Other people would be interacting with you in not a pleasant way. You know, there's going to be opportunities that you would be missing if you're not in your soul's purpose, walking in your soul's purpose. And so this is just to share with you that there's an importance, a huge importance of walking in your soul's purpose, that intuition, really sitting with that. And so, like, how did I come to this understanding for myself? I'll share. So it really came to me when I was going within. I started meditating a lot, and this is 2019. I started meditating a lot, and I was always in that 0 point field, like in the cosmos, pitch black, like seeing light figures, seeing colors, and really interacting with Source in ways that I never tangibly could interact with Source. I was really closed off because I grew up in a very strict Christian household, Seventh-day Adventist to be exact. And with that, I always felt like there was something more, and I knew, like, being really, really young. I'll show you a little video here. I knew that I was here to have fun and to show others how to have fun and be compassionate at the same time. That's like the core. And then fast forward to high school, when I was, you know how you have the quotes for your yearbook? Yeah, so I said that I wanted to be happy and to be a dentist. I really wanted to be a dentist. I felt like that was my soul calling. And when I realized that, that was actually my ego calling. So becoming a dentist, it felt safe. It felt like I could control my income. It felt like it's what society would look at me as, like, okay, that, yeah, she's good, she's a dentist. Like, what? Of course. And it just felt like that was something that would be expected of me. It would be revered of me, and I wanted to please my family and please other people. People I didn't know, people I would just meet, because of how they would look at me when I say, hey, I want to become a dentist, or hey, I'm studying to become a dentist. So I enrolled in dental school. I got into Howard University. It was the greatest experience of my life because it became the catalyst of who I am today, who is embracing holistic wellness a lot more, who is embodying quantum being and quantum healing. And so now I'm performing quantum Reiki on people and really getting into the nitty gritty of our somatic and intuitive being. I wouldn't have understood or even been walking this path if I didn't go to dental school and I didn't see what wasn't going to work for me anymore. And I had to be shown my ego so that I can get to my soul. And that's not to say that now I have no ego. Of course, every single person, if you're a human, you have an ego. I know the spiritual community is probably going to tell you, no, you should destroy your ego. You need, no, more on that in another video. But Yeah, if you're a human, you need an ego. Our ego harnesses us here to the earth plane. However, our ego has to be mature and not immature. That's really the difference. And so, as I was maturing my ego, understanding the aspects of myself that, like my non negotiables, what I really want to put out into the world, what I really care about, what are my values, what did I pick up that are really not mine? Beliefs, emotions, perspectives. What am I internally bringing into my environment that is not truly mine and doesn't really resonate with me? And then how do I figure out what resonates with me? And that became an inner journey where I would actively connect my body to my mind. So past meditation, I still meditate and I love meditating. However, doing more body movement exercises to then still my mind helps a lot. So yoga, which is literally all asanas, the purpose of yoga is not to just get a good stretch and feel better after and get Starbucks after or whatever. It's really to get you into a state of consciousness where you can sit and observe yourself. And an immature ego doesn't want to observe anything. It doesn't want to figure out, doesn't want to ask the scary questions that will take it out of the comfort zone. But if you're here on a soul's mission and you want to understand why you are here, what you are being called to, you have to go inward. You have to ask those questions. Because if not, how would you know? And how would you switch and shift your capacity for love, greatness, compassion, and honesty in your life? That's the thing. I learned that I was really lying to myself. When I was only following my ego, I'm lying about the things that really move me. I'm not connected to my body, so I'm not seeing and feeling what goosebumps feel like, what frequency interactions feel like. So I'm numbing myself out. And that is when we come from a place of disconnection to anything, it's not going to work. But when we come to a place of connection with whatever we're doing, our relationships, our task, our work, our family life, that's when things move in a very cohesive and coherent way. And we are moving from a place of love when we're connected. When we're connected to ourselves and we see the connection within everyone else and everything around us. And it's such a freeing thing to understand. And so back to devotion, when we understand that our soul is here to be devoted, maturing our ego to a space where it can be devoted to your soul's mission, your soul's vision, the vision that only you have eyes for. That is a powerful thing, and that is spiritual alchemy. It's an aspect of spiritual alchemy. We'll talk about spiritual alchemy in regards to emotions and different things like that. But I like to look at spiritual alchemy as maturing the ego and transferring that maturity into walking in your soul's path. It's a powerful thing. And so now that I've anchored a lot more into the timeline of devotion, now I'm able to express myself more. My throat chakra is more open. I'm able to connect with other people online and even in real life, the tangible aspects too. And that is very freeing, and it makes me love and accept myself more. And I know that that's what you want too. That's what we all want, is love and acceptance of ourselves, because it'll be mirrored with love and acceptance for other people. The problem is when we're looking for other people to love and accept us, and we're doing things and bending our ways to get love and acceptance from outside of ourselves, then we are disconnecting ourselves from the truest and highest place. And so this is just your reminder to go within yourself, meditate, perform mindful movement, whatever helps you to get into a space of observing how you feel, how you're thinking, what's coming up for you, your emotions, your perspectives, and observe them and see what's yours and see what's not. And a lot may not be yours, and that's okay. Observing them, that's the first step. And so we'll talk in the next one. This is all the thoughts I have right now. But I love you all, and I hope you feel this energy and frequency, and I'm glad you're here. Peace.